Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
What's the haps, chaps, chipettes? It is I, the Weekend Warrior, and I done did it. Injected cringe directly into my veins. Don't worry guys, I was not alone. Jesus, take the wheel! Yes guys, Cowboy Bebop, the live action, was really that bad. Yes, don't watch it. Unironically, I have already done that for you. You need like a hazmat suit and some tissues. You need a what? Tissues? I wrote this? Why did I write tissues? What's so bad about it? I hear you ask, George. Exhibit A. Exhibit B.
Thinking less along the lines of cash, more along the lines of dinner.
Sounds to me like blackmail.
Damn right it is, because Jet, you are black and you are male.
Exhibit C.
Welcome to the ads, motherfuckers!
Here's the gun. What? Here's the doctor's note. Just fucking do it. It's time.
It's easier to list what's not bad about it. Exhibit 1. Let's just rip the band-aid out. Let's just get right to it. The intro was actually very interesting, very different. The characters feel like Spike and Jet, for the most part.
Come on, Spike. We have to take them alive.
Yeah, what was that about taking them alive?
I could see a future for this show when it's like the adventures of Spike and Jet when they just met up. And it's an OVA and they have wacky adventures and so on and so forth.
Who are you?
Just some sort of Cowboy Bebop. So what's the fucking problem? The rest of the fucking episode is the fucking problem. Future weekend here. I just watched It's a Gundam's video on Cowboy Bebop. We even have similar names. Goddamn. Anyway, he makes the very good observation that the intro of this episode was actually taken from the Cowboy Bebop movie. Even the saying.
Just a humble bounty hunter, ma'am.
So if the only thing I liked about the episode is from the movie, what's the point of this fucking remake? The show then adopts the flashback dream sequence from the intro of the anime into the next bit after the credits. And the way they execute it has zero subtlety. In the anime, it has, enough confidence so that it can let the audience figure out that Spike is the one that's dreaming it because you can see Spike in the fucking flashback. Not only is that scene also in the flashback sequence, you get Spike waking up from it. Oh, thank you Netflix, I wouldn't have noticed that shit. Drug den scene. Okay, in the OG, Spike and Jet have breakfast or lunch or whenever the fuck they eat. And Jet tells Spike about the bounty. Then we cut to that. It's a drug deal gone awry. How about Netflix? It's basically the same but worse. The way they execute this scene is so fucking cringe. You got this shady looking guy cocking his gun, but they don't use the gun for this part of the story. What is the point of the gun? If you want to show that they're criminals, you don't need to do that, because a few minutes later, he has a fucking drug deal. If you just want to show that he's a threat, a few minutes later, he does this also. I don't see the point of this part. It's so unnecessary. Also, in the anime, there's a back room to have the deal. There is no back room in this fucking sequence. It's not a back room, it's a different part of the room. This is disgusting. They don't even close the what the bead side things are, the thing that covers it. Even close that, bros. Have a modicum of deception. Come on. I get that this might be a nitpick to some people, but really, they add up. And it really shows how badly they botched this adaptation. They did this so that there's this dramatic moment between Asimov and Katerina. No, don't do it. I'm gonna use the drugs. For good reasons.
Hey.
Yeah, good job, idiot. Yeah, the criminals here are dumb. The writers of this show also have a criminally poor understanding of criminal psychology. Guys, if you're dealing with a bunch of criminals who've always gotten what they wanted, they'll just take it from you.
You screwed up bad, Asimov. You shouldn't take what's not yours. Your syndicate wants their red eye back.
What, is Asimov just gonna give you the drugs after you've asked them politely? At least in the anime, you know, the syndicate, the drug dealers, they just go in the bar and shoot everyone up. Kill everyone, ask questions later. Why did you shoot the guy when you had Asimov dead to rights, you dumb fuck? The cope I could see here is that someone might say Asimov manages to dodge a bullet when he's in red-eye mode, because that gives him superhuman abilities. But for that sequence in the anime, there was clearly time for him to move. Like, at least there was some distance. Here, no one noticed that the guy came into the room until he said, "Hey, if you were gonna kill him anyway, kill him now and get the drugs. What is this?" Oh, I know what it is. Also, I noticed the subtle diss to Katerina, because in the OG, she was shooting people and killing gangsters. While here, she's just cowering, because they changed her background to be some sort of rich daughter. It just rubs me the wrong way. Another thing that bothers me, and I alluded to it earlier, Spike and Jet are bantering about how fun it is to kill a guy.
He didn't look pretty shocked.
He was shocked, and then he was dead.
Killing is a part of that world in the OG. But there is no like 15-minute fucking session where they laugh about the guy they killed. It just happens. This is so immature. And I say fuck a lot.
My daughter's turning 8. And I can't afford to buy her a present because of you.
Oh, he's got a daughter. I wonder if that will be important later on in the series.
Can I help you with that?
So Spike and Katerina meet up similarly to what happens in the anime, with one notable exception. But really, the first episode of the anime is great because it sets up Spike's problem. The events that happened to Asimov and Katerina reminded Spike of what happened between him and Julia. They were trying to get out of a criminal life and it didn't work out. And it happens also to the couple here. And that hit Spike. He's not so carefree by the end of the episode. In the intro, he was eating bell peppers. He was more interested in bantering with Jet about the lack of beef. He's very quiet by the end. Like, he's also doing his martial arts, but it feels different.
You okay?
You just remind me of something.
To be fair to Netflix here, I think it was, oh, okay, that might be a good get for people who didn't notice it the first time. I think that's just a point in favor of the anime too. I am sure that if anyone would rewatch Bebop, if they were a fan before, they would notice things that they didn't before. I think you should just rewatch it. The anime holds up. There really is no reason to be remade, especially if you're gonna shoehorn Faye in this part of the episode.
Yeah, you can kindly fuck off. It's nothing personal, but your mark's coming with me.
She comes across as obnoxious. She has negative charm because every time she comes on the screen, I want to turn off the computer and throw it to the ocean. She's that bad. Maybe the actress would do well in different material, but the way Faye is written here and the way she acted, that combination is very toxic. Now we get treated to the awesome choreography of the fight scenes here. I can tell when it's not her and it's the stunt double when we see the feet. Probably because she can't do the move, I don't know. I don't get why Daniela Pineda also can't do the moves, because the way they're moving, the way John Cho is moving, the way the person who's playing as Faye, who's clearly not the actress, they're moving so slow. I'm repeating the scene so that you could see it. To be unfair to this piece of shit adaptation, The Raid has very smooth fight scenes, and it's very fluid. Here, they feel like they're fighting underneath a swimming pool. It's so slow. It might be possible that Daniela Padilla is in fact the person who's off frame punching John Cho here, but this is such a weird decision to have made for the fight scene. She manages to do a roll here, but you can't be bothered to show her fighting John Cho in a single frame as well. What the fuck is that? At some point in a fight scene, you can see both fighters doing their thing, so we can see the movement. Great fight scenes have fluid movement. This is the opposite of that. If it really was her, this is such an awkward way to have shot a fight scene. And we get to this thing I question, really?
How about I put a bullet in you?
Shit. Why doesn't Spike kill her? This Spike is nice psychotic. One of the changes from the anime where they met up in an isolated area, they're now in some sort of town hub with other people. A shot was fired, no one gave a shit. Faye and Spike were fighting, no one gave a shit. Spike would kill this girl, no one would give a shit. Not only does Spike not kill her, he puts her on the ship. Why? Clearly it's because you're gonna show Faye being a charming diplomat who has a way with words.
Hey, super cool accommodations. But do you think you could handcuff me to an even bigger, more disgusting toilet?
Because that'd be great.
Fuck you! Sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. We got it on the wrong.
Her introductory episode in the anime is actually a fun casino romp where the lads get mixed up in her scheme. And once they capture her, they lock her in the bathroom because they feel like she owes them money. Just copying that bathroom scene where they put her in there doesn't really translate well into the adaptation because there is no incentive for Spike to lock her up in the bathroom. None. Hell, it's more beneficial for Faye that she was in the ship because being on the ship, she figures out where to go by the end of the episode.
Fucking idiots.
Spike should have just killed her. Faye's existence also ruins the finale of the episode. Well, the episode ruins the episode. If you didn't know, in the anime, Katarina realizes that her husbando is too far gone and her dream of leaving their troubled life won't really happen. So she puts him out of his misery and lets herself get shot by the cops. Here, Faye kills the guy and they have a sappy moment in the ship. It's overly melodramatic. It doesn't feel as impactful as in the anime, I think. Instead of like a somber moment where the extra tragedy is layered onto it because Katarina had to be the one who killed her boyfriend, lover, I'm just reminded of Faye's smug expression. It doesn't really belong in this episode and her being there ruins it. Also, good job, you idiot. You killed her lover. Maybe if he wasn't dead, she wouldn't have let herself get shot by the cops. Because this version of Asimov isn't so far gone.
So pack up your bags, princess, because daddy wants you home.
No.
Wait.
No.
She's Katarina Montgomery?
She's Katarina Montgomery.
You don't know what he's like.
Everyone knows your dad. Rich, powerful, total dick. Get over it and move.
Will Montgomery be ever mentioned by this fucking show ever again? No! They changed Katarina's background so they can shove Faye in there so that she can have a badass moment by the show's climax and ruin the climax! Good job, writers! Another bad thing about this episode is the ending. We find out earlier before this scene that Spike has a code name?
With Shivo, he called him Fearless.
This is so cringe. Spike didn't have a code name before. You see what I'm talking about, right? In a vacuum, that choice is small. But every fucking thing adds up. Also, why is Vicious here already? Also, why is Julia with Vicious? What the fuck?
Nothing to concern yourself with.
Excuse me, this is very concerning, sir. We're only at the first episode, sir. What the fuck are you talking about? I can hear your thoughts in my head, George. Weekend, why are you providing screenshots of the Cowboy Bebop anime instead of, them being in motion? Don't lie to me, George. I can read your fucking mind. Japanese companies are notorious for their IP protection. And this doesn't just extend to games. Some content you can't even access just because you're not in the right region. But what if there's great content that I want to penetrate? I hear you ask, George. Well, I got the fix, bro. Ah, it's so good. That's right, lads and ladies. NordVPN and Weekend Warrior have a continuing collaboration.
How many times
have we made meme ads?
Hard to say.
Whoa! I know what you want, bro. Don't lie to me. I'm talking to you now. George can fuck off. I know when you're lying to me, bro. Don't make me come over there. You want content. Content your ancestors wouldn't even dream of in their wildest imaginings. Want to penetrate Japan's servers, bro? Nord's got you! Oh no! How will she escape this conundrum? Compelling storytelling! How will she get out of this very sticky situation? Not only is the Japan server one of 5,200 servers across the world, it has a zero logs policy. What the fuck does that mean?
When you are online, your internet service provider can see the websites you visit.
Who the fuck said that?
NordVPN does not store connection timestamps, session information, used bandwidth, traffic logs, IP addresses, or other data.
Thanks, Nord! Very cool! If you want to protect your privacy, if you want access to these perks, if you want access to the content, then just go to nordvpn.com/weekendwarrior to enjoy this Black Friday deal. I know November is almost over. Shut the fuck up, bro. They've extended it just for us. They are that based. Now, what was I talking about again, George? Leave, my son! For I will now judge this series and its sins. Cast in the name of God, ye not guilty. just fuck it up. There are two layers that make up this shitty sandwich. The dialogue, which is infinitely cringe.
You'll never know true power until you've tasted the testicles of a man who's wronged you.
Call the box! I don't give a fuck! And extensive character modifications. And I am being polite when I say extensive character modifications. There's this sense I get that the show is very tongue-in-cheek, to the detriment of, you know, my immersion. The OG took itself seriously. The show goes out of its way to shit on its premise.
So the craziest thing just happened. I was at the opera house when 3 eco-dicks in gas masks stormed in and released this gas that starts turning people into trees. No shit, trees. It was nutbags.
She's high, right?
Yeah, you see the bags under her eyes.
Right.
Venus Stardust would be my guess.
I'm not high, dickwads. I'm telling the truth.
This just in, eco-terrorists have unleashed a chemical weapon inside the Seoul City Opera House. According to eyewitness reports, the toxic gas turned people into... trees? Are you serious with this? Oh shit, that's nutbags.
That's not only the worst thing, like perfectly good scenes or perfectly competent scenes can be ruined by this desire to make a joke. In the clip I showed earlier, that was actually a flashback when Mao and Vicious were talking about killing the syndicate and taking over. And that scene was actually okay until they ruined it with a joke. This is unnecessary.
Until you've tasted the testicles.
I mean, the signs were there, right? Based on the marketing so far, Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop will have a similar tone, humor, and fourth wall breaking to #Deadpool, which should be a clear sign the anime adaptation can work. So what you're saying is that the show doesn't understand Cowboy Bebop, am I getting you correctly? It's nothing like the show! Therefore, the adaptation works! How can you say that shit? The show has a disdain for the source material, I feel, because the show defaults to cringe, juvenile humor.
Balls. Your fee. Wait, who is this?
Bitch, you know who this is! This is your worst nightmare!
Faye, is that you? Kudos for finding me, but Mama's got a chew and screw. Bye-bye.
Shit, fuck, shit!
Now, we make love.
What?
Yes, we will, naughty boy.
What is happening?
It's not even good juvenile humor. I'm the expert, Mark! There was humor in the OG.
Take a look. Do I really look like I have money?
But it never felt like they were mocking the world they lived in, which is something I really get from the show. It's a cartoon! Of course it would be funny! I got a shocker for you guys. Someone actually made a good article on Vice. Why does everyone in Netflix's Cowboy Bebop talk like that? And the writer also makes use of Faye's classic iconic line from the anime, which is really great. I think the writer hit the nail on the head in how Whedon speak has infected basically pop culture. Characters in Whedon shows talk a lot, and they talk in a very particular way. They are often imprecise in their language, letting sentences trail off as they struggle to articulate themselves. They turn nouns into verbs and vice versa. Examples of this that the writer include are...
wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
They fly now? They fly now!
At least when Joss Whedon does it, it feels like at the very least, the character is making the comment. Unlike this show that feels like some sort of high school student is trying to one-up the other fucker. The tone of this is pretty wink-wink, nudge-nudge, as if the writers are speaking through the characters to the audience rather than the characters commenting on the situation they're in. Often, these characters metatextually comment on their surroundings or the environments they're in, usually in a sarcastic or snarky way.
No shit, trees. It was nutbags.
She's high, right?
The dialogue is insincere because it was stylistically designed to be that way. And it hurts the show because dialogue informs character. When you're trying so hard to make a joke and suddenly it's drama time, I call out a pathetic attempt. Like this episode where Faye is the focus, which made me want to skip the episode.
Here's the gun.
But I powered through it. The intro is so telegraphed it makes me want to laugh.
Hello, my name is Faye Valentine, which, if you're asking, isn't my real name.
The writers have failed to make me sympathize with Faye on any level. Because prior to this episode, I have never liked Faye. She has no depth. She comes across as abrasive, trying too hard to be a badass. So when suddenly, she can be a manipulative person that can do this shit, I don't believe it. Guys, if you're gonna do the thing where the character turns out to have layers, you have to show me the layers first. In her introductory episode, I could distill Faye's character. She has shown no vulnerability. Now I'm supposed to give a fuck when you're falling down your death with this clearly manipulative, happy music?
My name's Faye Valentine. My name's Faye Valentine. My name's Faye Valentine.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I was very disappointed when she survived because that means she can still ruin the show. We're talking about the characters now since Faye has really started the rant. She is nothing like her character. I think they made her too overpowered. In the first episode with the very convincing fight scene between her and Spike, she shouldn't be doing that. She shouldn't be on par with Spike. That's his role in the OG. He's their best fighter. They also made Faye a lesbian, which we'll get into at the final episode. I can't really say anything about Spike so much. The worst thing I could say probably is that John Cho is too old. He made this as a joke, but really, he's supposed to be a young guy who's handsome and can fight. Give it to the guy who was supposed to be Iron Fist. I think he would do well in this role. I almost forgot the sociopathic disregard for life. Writers, not every assassin is Deadpool, okay? They low-key treated Jet as a joke. OG Jet was suave as fuck, he's a man of many talents, and he would never, ever fucking leave his password on a fucking computer. No fucking way! I don't even want to talk about Gren. I do want to talk about this article I saw. Gren does not have a good history of becoming a non-binary character, Nemec said. It's dark and didn't feel like the story that I thought was important to tell. I never wanted Cowboy Bebop to be a picture of a dystopian future. I wanted it to be nostalgic but also hopeful. Does not have a good history of becoming non-binary. It's like Gren wasn't supposed to be that non-binary icon. That's just me. Also, nostalgic but hopeful. Did you watch the anime? The showrunner doesn't really give a fuck about being authentic. I'm not even gonna spoil the story of Gren. Suffice it to say that I don't think anime Gren is non-binary. The characters I feel they ruined the most are Vicious and Julia. These two don't appear so much in the old anime. That's why, when it's a Vicious and Julia episode, you know it's important because it talks about the Spike meta plot. Vicious is the cold mirror of Spike. While Spike is laid back, easygoing, but still a good killer, Vicious is stoic as fuck and is as evil as fuck. It's in his fucking name. The Vicious we get from the OG is very different from the Netflix version, who comes across like a man-child, who's only there because his father is one of the bosses. This version of Vicious also has a pathological need to be respected, and he never gets it.
I'm finally getting the respect I deserve.
Even when he's won. He kills his father still calls him a boy. He kills Mao, who betrayed him, she still laughs in his face. OG Vicious doesn't care if you respect him or not. He'll get what he wants. He killed all those people. He's still pathetic. As a result, I really can't take this version of Vicious seriously.
Mushy mushy.
Oh, if this is some like 3D chess where it was really your intention to subvert my expectations, congratulations! You've changed one of the scariest characters in anime to some entitled white boy. You did it, champ. Good job. This version of Julia is also weird. They made her weak and at the same time badass. Because they made her a singer in a bar. However, as Spike X Julia, nice account bro, commented in one of my Twitter threads, unironically, this was a good thread. Julia was an intelligent, badass ex-syndicate member. Shin called her Julia-sama. She had rank, she was a boss. Not Spike or Vicious's arm candy, but their peer. She was important enough to be placed on the syndicate's hit list alongside Spike right after Vicious's coup. She was a credible threat already. If you fucking watch the anime, you would know this. They made Julia here a victim, almost. Like, they made her be trapped in this very terrible situation that she can't get out of. It's almost fetishistic, the way they shoot this scene. But he's hitting a woman! Oh my god, what a dick! I think It's a Gundam pointed this out. If you wanted to make Vicious evil, he's already evil enough in the OG. This wasn't really necessary. All the questionable character changes, all the bad dialogue culminates into the final episode of this season. Ed is here, and she's not the worst part of this episode. No, she's not. I'm just gonna rip that band-aid out. This episode is adapting Ballad of the Fallen Angels. If you didn't know that, basically, Vicious set up a trap, and it ensnared Faye, which had the effect of calling Spike out. In this case, Faye has a damsel situation. The damsel in distress, right? You rescue the princess or whatever. What the writers forgot about this is that Spike didn't go there to save Faye. He couldn't care less about Faye at this point. He didn't think that what would happen to Faye after he shot the guy. No, he doesn't give a fuck. He's there to kill Vicious. It's not a rescue her situation. It's a kill Vicious situation. He's got the trench coat on, 2 guns, serious Spike time. Hard-boiled Spike. Better tomorrow Spike. Fuck him up Spike. But we can't have Faye be a weakling. So what the writers decided to do is have a white guy kidnap a black girl. Oh, Tariq is not gonna like this, bro. The scene where Spike and Jet actually try to rescue the daughter is actually well shot. Spike and Jet get caught because Vicious did the thing that he did previously. It's a trap, it's a hologram shit. So they have to be rescued by Faye saying her iconic line. Then Spike decides to end things with Vicious.
A ravenous beast. I bled all I could.
Oh. Oh, what the fuck? On the one hand, they foreshadowed it.
And who takes over?
Wonder what the shot meant by that. On the other hand, it's wrong. She was a dream. That's why she's not shown so much in the series. She's ephemeral. That's her power. She wanted to be with Spike, but that was never gonna happen. That was her point. And now it's never gonna happen for totally different reasons, which I find to be stupid. The finale of the Ballad of Fallen Angels was actually great because Spike didn't care if he died so long as he killed Vicious. And you know the thing where your life flashes before your eyes? His last moments are thinking of Julia. And that was the only time he really felt alive. That was beautiful. Now when he's falling down and he's seeing the flashbacks, you know what he thinks of? Damn, this bitch tricked me. Damn, I thought wrong. She was a strong woman all along. Oh, it's different from the anime. That's why you're mad. No fucking shit. What a stupid fucking observation. I would have been making this fucking video if I wasn't pissed off, you idiots. You pointed out the obvious. Oh, damn. Damn, bro. I found them, guys. The target audience for Cowboy Bebop 2021. Okay. I will engage the show on its own terms. Okay, whatever. Fine, let's do it. Julia shooting Vicious. Makes sense. He's kind of a dick. Julia letting Vicious live. Dumb, but understandable. She wants to punish him. Being miffed at Spike for not going back for her.
Then why didn't you come for me? All these years, you knew where I was. Yet you let me languish with him. Why?
As I told him, you chose me.
And you believed him?
Makes sense. Julia shooting Spike. Kinda doesn't make sense. Spike never said, I'm gonna have to stop you if you're gonna be this evil person. He doesn't say that. He's just shocked because John Cho is a fan and he watched the anime and he went, this isn't how it happened in the anime. Is it one of those things that she did just to show he's really evil and very cliche? Okay. I wanna be the Joker.
Finish the jackal. Carry his head on a pike to the temple and the room will be ours.
Huh? This I get.
I want you to take his head.
And what exactly do you get with this double cross?
A ticket out of the syndicate.
Suddenly evil? Huh? Bitch, you can leave. You can leave. Where does this come from?
You made me who I am. No. Leaving me with him to fend for myself.
Oh, she says that single sentence. That makes this whole twist okay. No, it doesn't. The twist doesn't really feel earned. You are banking on a second season to explain the motivations behind Julia's turn. Good luck with that! It just sucks, man. I'm at a loss for words on how to conclude this episode of my daily suffering. So I will just say, just watch the original. If you type Cowboy Bebop in Netflix, a better alternative pops up. So thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for bearing with me through this fucking rant. And a huge shout out to my patrons for making this possible. Chet McMasterson, Danil Dmitriev, Hjortor S. Hjortorson, Roykar McCoy, John Lemley, Logic M. Marcelo Oliveria, Registered Good Boy, Robot I, Richard Donahue, 21st Century Guy, Rocky Sada, Villain of the Week, Delatar Teeps, and Tad586, as well as these other wonderful warriors. I want to thank RIFTI Beats for the sick beat. He had the remix for Real Folk Blues, and from all the remixes I heard online, this was the one I really connected with. And one of his conditions for using the music is just to credit him. And I'm doing it, bro. Please give the video a visit and give it a like. It's very good. I'll leave it in the description. I also want to thank NordVPN for continuing to sponsor your boy. If you want to access content you wouldn't otherwise be provided because of some region lock bullshit, NordVPN is your guy. It also puts the P in VPN, which is privacy. How about that shit? I really want to thank them because my ads are really like memes, but they keep allowing me to do it. So it's amazing, and I want to thank them for making me be creative about how I sell their product. Most of all, I want to thank you if you've made it this far in the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.